say yes. I need you to do more and say less. I won't just say yes. Need you to do more and say less. I thought you knew that anybody can do that.
There was a man that had worked at Boeing, I think, for 30 years, 32 years. He's 62 years old. Charleston police, Charleston, South Carolina, they're investigating the death of John Barnett, former Boeing quality control manager who became a whistleblower when he went public with his concerns about serious safety issues in Boeing's commercial airplanes. His body was found in a vehicle in a Holiday Inn parking lot in Charleston on Saturday. One day earlier, he testified in a deposition related to the string of problems he says he identified at Boeing's plant when he once helped inspect the 787 Dreamliner aircraft before delivery to customers. Barnett was in the middle of giving deposition testimony in his whistleblower retaliation case against Boeing when he mysteriously died. Now, the coroner says, now, medical examiner versus coroner. Coroner is that a elected position? It's not really. Doesn't have to be a doctor. Doesn't have to be a doctor. The coroner, I think, does not have to be a doctor. It's an elected position. Bobby Joe O'Neill said that Barnett, who had been living in his home state of Louisiana after retiring from Boeing, died from, quote, what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn where he was staying while he was giving deposition in the case against Boeing that he brought forward because he was a whistleblower.
Normal. Not suspicious
it's completely
at all.
normal. Nothing suspicious.
Nothing suspicious at all. Yeah, just another.
Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. I'm going to keep reading then. So maybe it gets better. I don't know. Okay, so Charleston police said detectives are actively investigating the case and are awaiting a formal cause of death because they are apparently not really appreciative of Bobby Joe O'Neill's. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Bobby Joe O'Neill is completely correct that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but that will be sussed out after a full investigation. Apparently, Mr. Barnett had repeatedly alleged that Boeing's manufacturing practices had declined over the years and that rather than improve them, he said managers had been pressured and they had pressured workers not to document potential defects and problems. That's what he said. They've been pressured to do that. His family. So Boeing released a statement. We are saddened by Mr. Barnett's passing and our thoughts are with his family and friends. That was a statement that they released and sent to NPR. Boeing made international headlines back in 2019 when he and other former Boeing employees spoke to the New York Times about what he called shoddy manufacturing problems at Boeing. Barnett accused the company of adopting a culture that prioritized raw numbers and profits over quality and, by extension, passenger safety. As a quality manager, he said, you're the last line of defense before a defect makes it out to the flying public. He said, and I haven't seen a plane out of Charleston yet that I'd put my name on saying it's safe and airworthy. How many planes are we talking about over this period of time? He said, by the time the article appeared, Barnett had already filed a whistleblower complaint against Boeing, saying that his attempts to raise quality and safety problems had been ignored and that he was punished for continuing to flag them. He filed a whistleblower complaint in 2017, and he was found dead on Saturday while in the middle of a deposition. His family said that he didn't seem to be unhappy, but then again, when people die by suicide, oftentimes the signs aren't clear. But when people die because of other reasons, maybe or claim to have been death by suicide, I don't know what to make of this. So I'm going to withhold judgment because I don't know the details. I've just read to you what is available to us.
People in Russia die like this all the time. No big deal.
Okay. All right. I see what you did. Didn't we just have a death by suicide of was it Navalny?
Yeah.
Am I saying his name correctly?
Yeah.
Navalny. I think there's a G in there. Okay. Speaking of Russia.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure,
but go ahead.
please.
Unless you want to keep going. Tread lightly, lawyer.
Yeah. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
this is, we don't know.
We don't know.
But why do we find ourselves consistently in these positions where we have to question things so much? Why are you even leaving us this Grand Canyon size vacancy for our curiosity and for our skepticism to fill?
Especially when stuff is falling off planes, tires, and such things are just.
I read the other day, one of the things that's been happening at Boeing is that the way they repair, and they're like repairing these planes because they want to get these planes out so quickly, is that everyone has a station, right? Kind of like assembly line kind of thing. And when one station's working on the plane, they have all their parts, they're doing their thing, and then it moves on to the next station, and then they're doing their thing. But sometimes the previous station may not have all the parts to finish all the work. So what do? To keep the train moving, they move it to the next station, and when the part comes in, some guy comes in from the previous team and works on it when it's at the different station. It's called, I think, traveled work. And I think this was in the Wall Street Journal. They were talking about these people on the line are like, it's really hard to make sure you're doing the work correctly when you got to like get a ladder from out back and go on a different, because everything's positioned perfectly for you to do the work of that station. And so the only reason they are fast tracking these things and doing it the inappropriate, incorrect, the error prone way is that the market demands what? Another fancy plane, or the military or whatever airline ordered another plane. You can't just be like, hey, we need to wait 2 weeks because that affects your bottom line. And if you do that, you could get sued by your shareholders. You could be overtaken. The CEO could get fired. But you know what? This is the cost. Death.
And don't let Jamal have pink eye.
I'm saying
Jamal, because Boeing is also very diverse. Not at all. Even their diversity program still didn't bring much diversity. Y'all blaming the black people on. Come on, stop it. Stop with your nonsense. We're going to talk about the nonsense today.
Diversity.
So crazy. It's so crazy. So what are we sure they bring all of the parts with them? And what if he's out that day and then they go, oh, well, let's get some Gorilla Glue.
Imagine you're like,
some Scotch tape.
Yeah, they're like, I don't got the part today. They're like, all right, keep it going. And then you're like working.
So 3 stations down, it's missing.
And then it's like Thursday you show up, you're like, Terry, your stuff's here. You got to go to station 12 now and go work. And you're like, oh, man, well, okay, guys, you guys hold my place on the work I'm doing now.
Right.
This is an airplane.
It is crazy. Oh, what happened to the door? No problem. Just put a little crazy glue.
Yeah.
That'll hold it.
It's fine. Terry will be here in a couple weeks and he'll fix. This is not a PlayStation. This is an airplane.
I think they think they're building Legos. I think, but even Legos, I think, would hold together better than what's happening with the planes. The
other problem there too is that Boeing is like the only game in town. There's no competition. I think we actually talked about this before.
Yep.
If there was competition, this would not be an issue. You know what I mean? They'd be able to go. All the money would not be going to one company, and all the pressure would not be going to one company.
I think you're absolutely right. Didn't America used to be this nation that celebrated competition and being the best at things and made in America? There were whole commercials about that and excellence, and as we complained about getting stuff from China with the lead in it that period of time because we were outsourcing everything. So we giving our children toys with lead and stuff. Now we don't even know how to make stuff, right? So this is I don't know what this period of time is, but I'm thinking about becoming Amish because the horse and buggy ain't never failed. The horse and buggy ain't never failed, and the popcorn is delicious, and so is the apple pie. I'm just gonna say that.
I want you to say yes. Need you to do more and say less. I want you to say yes. Need you to do more and say less.